trying to get into the rage with you or whatever, I'll just move. But we must learn as South Africans. Those people are trained and they mean business when they are on the road.
Right.
Thank you, Muda.
Thank you, Muda.
I see a lot of people are not happy with what Muda is saying, but again, I'm going to be a devil's advocate, even on you, Brenda. Like I said earlier, guys, Presidential Protection Unit moves in a particular way. There's no way you cannot see that this is the president or deputy being transported. Number one. If it's a minister, yeah, with a minister, it can be 2 or 3 cars. But Presidential Protection Unit, there's bikers ahead of this motorcades or convoys that clears the way. And there's another lead car that follows those bikers to make sure that the road is clean, at least I think a kilometer or 2 behind the principal and other protectors. So by the time those two vehicles come, the road should be clean. And that you will see that this is a different convoy. It's not montage or somebody being transferred. You will see this convoy. It's got a unique way. Now, we don't know what these polo guys did. Muda says they must have shown the middle finger. I'm saying they must have obstructed them. And those guys who attended to the polo guys are members of the special task force. You see them by the weapon. Those are the guys who respond when there's a threat. The principal who's been transported would have not been there because the rule of that convoy is that it doesn't stop. When there's a threat, it moves. And those guys that are at the back, those are the guys who attend to the threat. So, again, it's most unfortunate that we don't know what happened exactly. But I wanted to clarify that this convoy, Brenda, you see it when it's coming, that it's not your typical convoy carrying Deni or anybody. You see it, they clear the road way ahead, I think a kilometer in advance for those other cars to come and pass without any impediment. And if you're gonna come with your polo and then get in the middle of that polo, they will remove you, unfortunately. Their first inclination is that there is a threat to the person that they are protecting. But again, we can argue that once they establish that those are not terrorists or what, they shouldn't have beaten those guys in that manner. It was wrong, but yeah, it's a complicated matter.
And then we are in trouble, brother. We are in trouble. Yes. If a middle finger is a threat, we are in trouble because others have big mouths.
Yeah, but I doubt if it's only a middle finger. I doubt if it's a middle finger they were reacting to. Those guys, there are high chances, we're not sure, but there are high chances that they must have interrupted the flow of the convoy. But again, we're not sure. I doubt if it can be middle finger, honestly.
Oh.
All
right.
Good evening, people. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm okay. Unfortunately, the video is not like full video. We judge where it started. In the middle, maybe, I don't know what can I say. But first thing, it's wrong to beat someone. That one is totally wrong. It's not right, even if maybe he drove the car wrong way or whatsoever. Because I think, Mr. Denny, when they maybe they're protecting the someone, there's more than 4 or 5 cars. Yeah? Yes. And I think one car is supposed to take responsibility by maybe moving forward 10 meters before the 4 or 5 coming cars, so to clear the road. Yes. Second thing.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, ne? Wrong red pen. Please mute it. There's a noise coming from you and it's terrible. It's really disrupting us. Brother, please.
Yeah, mute me, Brother D,
thank you
because
so much.
I can't mute me. I don't know why, but mute me.
Okay.
Okay.
You see, guys, the difficulty with me muting you, that's why we always emphasize that as soon as I accept you, try to mute. Sometimes when it's me who's muting you, by the time it's your turn, when I try to unmute you, it gives me some error. So, but let's hope it won't give me that when we get to that point. So, Tatanyo, you can proceed.
Can you clear? It's clear now.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Okay. So, okay. So I was coming to the second point. My first point, I was saying it was wrong to beat them because there's maybe different way to approach if the person doing a wrong to right. And the second one, something I saw which always trigger my mind, it's an ambulance. Guys, motorists don't respect ambulance. Ambulance can come behind you, then making all this siren, making lights. You won't see the car moving away from the road because that guys, they give you time. I once being in the same position. What you do if most people they don't know motorists, you put your park light on because maybe you're driving 120 or 100 on the first day. This guy they coming maybe 4 or 5 cars. Yeah, you putting your park light on to show them you are with them, but according to the road, you need certain minutes to do what they want. Because sometimes you see on your left hand side it's a paving, you see. You can't jump on the paving. Then you're gonna cause a havoc, something else like accident, I don't know. But you give them the parking to show them that you are with them. Just give me the space to do what you want and limit your speed. They will do nothing like coming and beat you whatsoever because you did show them, guys, I hear you. Now what I'm doing is a park light. I drive slowly. You cooperate. It's how you're supposed to do. But most of time, people, I'm watching, especially with ambulance because they're normally on the road. People, they don't move away from ambulance. Believe me. When these guys approach these guys, I'm not sure, but I'm just thinking, when they approach them, this guy definitely on wrongdoing, they did 80%. The problem was only to beat them. You see? They were not supposed to beat them. Maybe one car supposed to deal with the guy. Next time if you do this and what, then it's how to learn. Most of the motorists, they don't follow the rules of the road nowadays, especially the blue lights. The other people, they will give them the blue lights, especially the police. They will drive another 5 kilometers to stop the car, you see. And that is for your safety. Maybe they were looking for the stolen car whatsoever. But you act a different way because maybe you have certain power, you see, as a motorist, or you have certain knowledge as a motorist, or you have a certain knowledge of your right. That's why I say on this case, we need to see the all view of the this thing of the video, where it started. Then we can start taking out the red pen and you see, Mr. Denny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tatanyo. Now I hear you. Yeah, we hear you. And I would still say now I would agree with you on a point when you said emergency. When and people don't respect. That's true. People don't respect emergency cars. But with these ones, they're not emergency vehicles. And sometimes, you know, when these guys are coming on a high speed, other people panic. They don't even know whether they should go on a left side, where they should go. They panic. Now, I really don't understand what would even, you know, give these guys a right to treat these boys the way they did. Even if there's another video showing them that they've, you know, shown them the middle finger, whether they've tried to, I don't know, whether they've panicked and tried to move and they couldn't and they had to get this beating. Now would agree to say this is wrong. There's nothing that will that I will just give me any reason to understand that this is right. Whatever they've done doesn't justify what these guys have done.
Yeah, to beat
It
them
really
was
doesn't.
wrong. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
100% wrong. But I think when you see the full video, there was a lady. I think she mentioned something like finger what. You know, sometimes when someone acts with the body language, ne, especially in the vulgar way, can provoke someone. Most of this thing, road rage, is caused by something like that. You can just take out your finger and point like that. And my sister, when you come to this thing of what they call emergency, what, there's cars, they got the blue lights. Immediately when it's run, maybe they are 4, 5. It got that small light that coming blue. It shows that we are VIP or we are police, something like that. That's why I say emergency light on your car is very important when you're driving. Just to show them I cooperate, but I can't just move the car out of the road and can pass. Because maybe I'm on a fast lane line, so I can't change to pave, you see. Then is another thing. Just put the emergency lights on your car, then you go slowly. Then they will pass you. Definitely they won't do something wrong. Maybe 2 times I did come across with the cars. I did the same because sometimes they come from nowhere with the high speed, as you say. And I cooperate with you guys just to do your thing. They will pass you without anything. That's why I say this one, because if you can check that video, if you can check it truly, most of this guy, they come out of the car, not 1 or 2 guys, more than 5 to 6. That means all of them, they saw what they saw what this guy did was 100% wrong. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I know, Bradley, we will differ on this one. I know very well we're going to differ on this one because really my take is that even the president is not above the law, even the deputy minister, whoever. We are all taxpayers. We're paying for these roads. We must be treated like the citizens that we are. This assault, these people need to be jailed.
No, I don't disagree, Brenda. I agree. I'm just throwing scenarios, possibilities, based on my understanding of how these people move. I suspect, Brenda, you've never came across this kind of convoy, because if you've seen this convoy before, it, like I said, it moves in a particular way. There's no way of anybody not noticing that either this is a president or somebody else. There are bikes. This is how they move these people. There are 4 to 5 or 6 or whatever number of bikers who are always ahead, getting cars out slowly, nice and slowly. Once they've cleared the way, they've opened at least 1 or 2 lanes, there would be another lead car making sure that the road is clean. After that lead car, then there would be the cars of the protectors, whoever that they are protecting, and other protectors at the back. And there would be other bikers at the end. So there's no way of one noticing that this is a convoy. By the time these 2 BMWs come, the road must be clean. So I'm just throwing those scenarios when I put for people to understand. And like Ntatanya was saying, they come flashing lights. There's no way of anybody not noticing that this is VIP protection and it's driving fast and furious. And even their sirens, they are slightly different than your normal SAPS sirens. They've got different sirens. So you hear them from a distance. So these are just scenarios, guys, that I'm throwing into the picture. Not that I agree with their behavior. Their behavior was appalling. They should have acted in terms of Section 49 of the Criminal Procedure Act, and they didn't. And they should be arrested, but that's not going to happen. That's another thing that I'm going to clarify. We should lower our expectations on this one. those guys are not going to be arrested. Not anytime soon. So yeah, it is just me playing devil's advocate, Brenda. Not that I agree with their behavior. I mean, one day it could be me. One day it could be my family.
Yeah.
Or a friend. No one.
One day it could be. And one day it could be a pregnant woman, Bradeni.
Yes.
Being treated this way.
Yes.
So
yeah. All right, guys. We are sitting on 80K likes. There's over 900 people on this live. We just need 600 people, excluding those who are commenting, to double tap non-stop. In less than 2 minutes, we could be sitting on 100K likes. So if 600 people can double tap non-stop for the next 2 minutes, we will be sitting on 100K likes. So let's keep on double tapping those screens. After the next speaker, we're going to give attention to our gifters. So let's keep on double tapping, take the likes to 100K while Warren is speaking.
Good evening, guys, from a cold Western Cape.
Good evening and welcome.
So I just want to clarify some issues that I've been listening now to the whole conversations that are going on. I just want to take you back onto to Brother Zeddy's photo in the background. At the car, you guys can see there is a camera pole there that is stated for Sanral. That is by the toll gate there. So that footage has been released. Okay, so let me just start off by saying that I'm part of the pop crew of Saps in Western Cape. Brother Zeddy, I'm just going to difference with you on a few facts. A few of that members have been suspended today. That is clarified in the statement as well. The fact of the matter is, I've heard also you said that when they're passing, a convoy needs to be going and what, etc., etc. You must remember, the police have a strict law when it comes to VIP protection, as well as your normal SAPs. There is no limitation of the VIP protection needs to give an overhand to of the normal SAPs. Also, I've heard that you said that the sirens, the tone of the sirens. No, when a police vehicle, a marked police vehicle, like seen in the footage, it is registered as B in front and B the back, BW in the front or whatever, and B the back. So that means clearly it's a state's vehicle. Whenever police vehicle put on his sirens, that means that police vehicle have the right of way on the right-hand side of the road. That is what the law said, and that is also what the constitution of the police act says. Now, just to clarify also, to come in, the matter that is happening, and I'm going to speak now under a lot of confidence and confidentiality, that camera have shown what the blue car did, and the blue car was not wrong at any mean. They have, the VIP protection unit did not transport any minister or deputy minister or deputy president or whatsoever. They have rushed to a certain point where they need to get access to. And at that moment, the car in front did not give the necessary right of way for the vehicles to go down. And there was an altercation. You can clearly see it in a few other videos. There's an altercation between the driver and one of the cars, and they've boxed the car in. That's my first thing. The second thing is, one of the officers, if you can see in that video, one of the officers have taken out his gun's magazine out of his gun. He put it back when he goes back to his vehicle. Now, it is believed, it is understatement that that person have hit the guy that laying on the ground with his firearm. That is unlawful. Period. Point. The kicking and everything that is going on to VI protection is the same as for the normal police. Police cannot do that in any states. Whether you VI protection, whether you special task force unit, because that you know where and what unit you're belonging to. That is the thing. There is several cases, several advocates, several law institutes that is now backupping those guys in the the polo. So there's a lot of cases gonna go on. There's also be a statement released by the Deputy President today that said that he is also shocked about his members who was doing that to those people. So by right, our people need to understand in South Africa. And I've heard that Moeder have said it's about the middle finger and whatsoever. That is not a crime. That is not a crime to show the people your middle finger. If everyone in South Africa is now showing middle fingers, so it gives the police the right to kick them. No, that's wrong. The same with swearing. There is no law that say you can't swear out of your car. There is no law that states it. So clearly you can't just come and abuse me because I'm using my middle finger. I'm sorry, that is wrong. So to also clarify what the other members have said, you need to give a right of way, you need to drive in a certain way. The Police Act says, and it makes it clearly, it stipulates it clearly in the Police Act, it says, when approached by a emergency vehicle, you need to let an emergency vehicle pass. But in this case, the camera footage on that road shows that there was no emergency lights on. So that is the big question. Why was, if they did have an emergency to come to a certain point in a certain time, why was the emergency light not on? Why did they put the emergency light on, box the guy in, and put the emergency light on to stop traffic, to get out of the cars and hit the person? So clearly, guys, South Africa people needs to understand the law when it comes to police, and that's why there's a lot of lawsuits going on with the police, and I believe our Minister Bekitele is aware of it. There was now a month ago a letter sent to him by AfriForum that stated the claims that to that department, to the police department, is costing the government billions of millions of rands because of how the police is treating our citizens of South Africa. And it's clearly again, this is not going to be a 10 rand or a 10,000 lawsuit. This is going to be a million rand lawsuit. We're talking about millions of rands of lawsuit because that guy is still laying in hospital unconscious as we speak now. So that is the point that I want to bring, that our people of South Africa need to go and force the law down onto the police officers, because as much as they have the right, we also have the right to live in a free South Africa where we being protected by them, not abused by them. So yeah. So the other thing that I also want to mention is the fact also by police. Guys must remember, when a police officer is out of uniform, I'm talking now in police in general, I'm not talking about this incident, but I'm just giving a clear indication to everybody what needs to be happening when getting approached by it. For instance, if you're going to a mall, whatever mall you're going into in your city or wherever, and you've been approached by a police officer that is on duty with a marked vehicle, that police officer, on request of you, if you request the police officer to give you the identification certificate, he needs to produce it. A police officer can't go get out of his vehicle and walk into a public area without proper dressing code. He needs to have his cap on. He needs to have his uniform on. He needs to be visible. He needs to have his card. That is what the Act says. And also, when being stopped by the police, that is the other matter. Police have the right to stop a vehicle and search a vehicle if suspicious or whatever. But there is terms and conditions to where the police can go, because there need to be a warrant. At that point, there need to be a warrant on spot. K58 provides that the police can come in and search your vehicle on a stop and go spaces. But that is when they got information, and it states clearly under the law, when they got information that certain individuals were involved in a crime, and that is why they're stopping. So there's a lot of things that South Africa needs to know when it comes by policing. So you can't just go and do whatever you want to do. For those guys, like I said, for those guys, I know for a fact that some of the guys is been suspended as we speak. The other guys are also investigated because they have treated that scene as a high-profile crime scene where they got out with the R5s. The guns was scored, everything was done, and there was no threat. The police act also says using deadly force is when the police officer's life is become in danger, and at this point there was no danger that is occur here in this minute. That's a freeway. Everybody got the right to drive. If you drive on the left lane, that is what the road Act says. You can drive 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. The right hand side 120 kilometers per hour. That is what the law says. When approached by blue lights, you need to give away in which side of the road you are. You need to give away so that they can pass. So clearly that police officers was in the wrong. So I just want to bring that to your attention, speaker and all other people.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Warren, for that information. And people are of the opinion that we should close the live. You've summarized it. So there's nothing more to discuss. So thanks for the information that we are not aware of, that there are other camera footages that are being released. Hopefully they will make it to the public either today or tomorrow so that we can also have a look at them.
Yes, Speaker, that I think that it will take a time for the public to view that footage, because it is now released to the public protector and all other relevant departments. So they are viewing now that footage, and once it's been brought before court, I think then they will all let the public know what occurred really onto that incident.
No, thank you. Thanks a lot, Warren.
Thank you so much.
Ordinarily, guys, like you saying, we were going to close it, but that's not how we operate here. There's still going to be a lot of people who are going to disagree with Warren. And if Warren wants to come back and clarify something, you will be most welcome, Warren. There's still people who are going to disagree with you. But if you want to clarify something again, please feel free to request again. We will accept you. Official Minister, let's hear if we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Warren, he took most of the things from me, but he didn't touch on other things. So I'm not going to repeat what he said. I'll just move in some of the things that he didn't touch. You see, in that video, when you listen, one of the person recording says, these people, these people, they will deal with you proper. And that is what I'm saying, that's wrong. We have accepted that these guys have got license to assault, which is totally wrong. Even if these guys stop the car, we spend a lot of money to train these guys to defuse the situation. You don't defuse the situation like that. That is an assault. There's a difference between assaulting an individual and defusing the situation. So they were supposed to defuse the situation if their cars was blocked. So that's one thing that I wanted to bring on. And this is not an isolated incident, Danny, if you look at it. Just before World Cup, 6 people were shot on entry by the same VIP protection JZ motorcade killed a person in KwaZulu Natal. Mashobo motorcade, when he was still the state security minister, killed one of our youth. Recently, the same VIP protection guys, they damaged the car. And when they went into the court, this is what they said in court, that they were not respected. That's why they damaged that car. I mean, you know, for VIP protection, one person with a VIP protection per year is about 7.9 million cost to the state. And when you look, all of them, you combine them, it's about 1.95 billion. That's close to 2 billion. It's a lot of money that is invested in these guys. They are well trained to diffuse the situation. So I don't know what there is a clear assault. And I just want to bring another dimension, which may be a bit controversial. Remember in Braamfontein, what happened there? There was a South African police service, it's a law enforcement agency, with Jmpd is a law enforcement agency. All of them, they believed they were in conflict. And yesterday's incident is not isolated to the same category, because those young boys, they are the trainees within the military. That's also a law enforcement agency. And they were in conflict with the South African police service. So, hence I'm saying, when you look at it, it doesn't look like an isolated incident to me, because it creates a certain pattern. And that is a dangerous thing that it is creating. So what I'm saying is, Warren is correct. When there is danger, you are trained to diffuse the situation. You are not trained to assault. So those guys, what they did is an assault, and I'm just very disappointed in how it was handled. Like, they didn't get that much confidence from the statement from Paul Mashatile. I think it was just a PR exercise. There was no content for me in that statement. But all in all, I expect these guys to be charged. IPD is going to investigate, recommend disciplinary actions. They are also going to investigate, submit their investigation report to NPA, and NPA will decide whether they prosecute or not. But for me, these guys, they should be charged, because there is a lot of money that is spent on them. They are not supposed to behave like hooligans. So that's my submission.
Thank you, Official Minister. You brought another important dimension, the issue of training, because my dimension was that these guys are highly trained to deal with any threat, but you're saying they are also highly trained to diffuse the situation. So I think they are in trouble. But whether they will realize that trouble anytime soon, I'm not sure about that. Only time will tell. Thank you, Official Minister.
Brother
Denny.
Yes,
Brother, can you please check while we're still listening to others? Libetwa, I don't know what is Libetwa Wakalel. Can you check what number he requested? Can you check? Libetwa, can you check how far is he on, on the request list? I want to hear something, I want to hear something from him.
Denny, how's it?
Sir Phoenix, you jump in the queue.
Yes, I need to run. I jump and run.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
This whole situation, I think most people on that video, they got the end of the stick. They did not get the full stick. Those guys requested for
away, 30
Yes.
kilometers before that point.
Yes.
According to their book, if you are refusing, and that is a presidential motorcade that they are blocking the way for, they can even shoot and kill you. The inside information is that they requested and they talk among themselves that let's shoot this car. But some they know those are youngsters. Let's find a way of dealing with them. That is exactly what happened. And again, if you can check, what they did, I'm not supporting what they did. What they did is wrong. If you are caught on the road by a law enforcement agent, and they do what they did to these guys, at the end of the day, they are not supposed to leave them there as they are. Someone must stay up until an ambulance came in, up until there's a statement that is taken, and take them to the hospital and arrest them there on their bed and have security personnel looking after those guys. So what happened there? I'm not sure which footage is gonna come from where, or if it's the N1 footage. So at the end of the day, those guys refused to open for that presidential motorcade up until 4 other cars were left, and those 2 were left dealing with them for 30 kilometers. Yes. I can see the comments that are there, but just wait for the story to unfold. You know what I say, somehow it clicks somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, now it's getting complicated. That's why I usually prefer to have these lives after we have facts. Rushing to have this discussion sometimes can be a bit complicated.
Yes.
But when people ask me to do a live, I can't say no. But now you see that there's a lot of conflicting information, and either of those 2 informations can be true. Like I've said, I find it difficult. Warren said they did not put on their blue lights. I find it difficult to believe that the Presidential Protection Unit were just taking people out of the road without flashing blue lights.
The Presidential Protection Unit all the time when they are on the road.
Yes.
They have their blue lights on, and they are piped, as you said back then.
Yes.
Yes. So at the end of the day, it happens to me, it happens to any other person. But even if when you are doing your learners, they say if an emergency vehicle, blue light, green light, white light is coming, give them way where possible. Find the closest lane and then give them closest safe lane to give them the way. You see, so like you said, rushing to have a discussion without knowing what transpired, then there is some missing information there.
Yeah. No, thank you for that clarity, Phoenix. I know some people are going to disagree with you, but somehow I believe you. As much as I believe all the parties involved in this discussion, I believe you as well that there is that possibility. There is the possibility that we might get that information. Obviously, between the 2 parties, there might be another party that try to create lies to cover themselves. But I guess with the help of the footage that Warren says it's out there, it's just a matter of time before that footage is leaked to the public. So we will see it, and I think we'll come back and do our own analysis of what could have happened here. But
remember, these guys, even if they are suspended and they get arrested and all those kind of things, the state somehow give them lawyers, attorneys, to can say we are being represented. However, the state itself goes and assess the matter as to who was wrong and advise. They just don't say, okay, it's fine, you guys did wrong, we're arresting you, and then prosecute.
Yes. Yeah, no, and like I was saying earlier before, Warren, that I doubt if these guys will be prosecuted anytime soon. It's precisely what Sir Phoenix is saying. SAPS will defend these guys. Somebody was saying earlier, one of the police union members, I don't know if it was a speaker from police union or IPIT, was saying SAPS is known for trying to defend their members by hook or crook. They will appoint 3 senior counsels to defend a wrongdoing by police. So I think that's what's going to happen with these guys. And like I said earlier, these are not ordinary constables. These are members of the special task force.
Yes.
You don't have a lot of these guys on the road. I read the report during the day that 10,000 applied for this post, but only 484 managed to pass.
Yes.
Makes 5% of anybody who applied. So you don't have a lot of them, so you can't just fire them or send them to jail. 8 of them no harm. So it's not going to be that easy, guys. Let's manage our expectations on this one.
The other thing that
they might be suspended, but being charged and going to prison, I don't see that happening.
The other
no, brother. Then as citizens, we must fight for these boys. As citizens, we must make noise. Because long time back, we couldn't see these things happening. Now we've got social medias that people are taking videos. Now we can see what's happening around us. We must make noise. These people must go to jail.
We must make noise, but let's wait and see what happened before.
Yes.
The other team that you must not play next to it, or close your eyes when you're next the Josie eviction team. Thank you, Braden.
Thank you, Sir Phoenix.
Brother, you know, I disagree with this wording all the time when people are saying, you know, these guys can beat you. You know, these guys can, you know what, we are allowing these people to treat people like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we must refrain from, you know, I don't know whether we are bragging about them or what it's called, but truly speaking, this is wrong, guys. It can happen to my son because when I saw the video, I thought of my kids. Innocent kids who wouldn't even know what to do in a situation like that. It's wrong, Radin.
Yeah, it is. Those eviction, please mute the microphone.
How are you?
Please mute the
Yes,
microphone.
can you hear me? Okay. Can I be heard? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Wrong 10, you can unmute your microphone. Wrong 10. I think wrong 10 is tired. Wrong 10, can you please unmute? Going once, twice.
Don't give him a chance, brother. In Ghana, we've put more people in front of him before.
Yes.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go to main wash or main what?
Main switch.
Main switch. I didn't even see the other word. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, I don't want people to get me wrong. Ne?
Yes.
I really hate violence. It's not a good thing. But I've came to realize that since my stay in this lifetime, I've realized that we have two types of people. We have the more relaxed ones who don't take things that serious, and we have those ones who take. We have I'm gonna give you an example. Petrol. Petrol is very dangerous, but it can take you places. You
Yes.
put it in your car, it bends, and then the car moves like nobody's business. And then we have those ones you can report a case now, and then they see it as minor. Each and everything you say to them, they just see it as nothing. So though it happened in this instance, I'm happy it happened. Emergency is emergency. Bona, they must be arrested because what they are showing to us and to the people, there's no better way of explaining it. Violence is violence. I'm at the same time, I'm happy the violence happened so that we can and remember what emergency is. And remember, this happens a lot. This happens a lot. We have ambulances, and at the end of the day, the police take the blame. If they arrive late, I'm not only talking about the VIP protection, I'm talking a blue light in general, emergency vehicles, I'm talking from all the emergency vehicles. And whatever we're going to say or comment, whatever we're going to say, we will be, it's a way, it's either we're going to crush the good ones like petrol. They are too serious. And then the other slow ones that we always complain about, they just leave. They can even leave and a hijacking. They see that you are being hijacked, then they decide to avoid because they weigh such type of things. They hear about they hear people complaining about such things, and they don't want to get their hands dirty. So it's more like petrol. It's either at the end of the day whether we want petrol or water in our cars. Thank you so much, Paradeni. I don't want to take much time. That's what I had.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Messi.
Man Switch is talking about petrol, brother. What did he say about petrol?
Messi.
Man Switch.
I'm still here, brother. These
What
guys
are you talking
petrol.
about?
They are fast. They enforce fully to a point whereby any thing it's big in their eyes. And then on the other hand, we have those police officials who are calm and collect. We prefer but always complain about. They're too relaxed and they leave things as they happen. You can get hijacked in front of them. You can be raped in front of them. Anything can happen before them. So we are stuck. We have to choose. Put that at the back of your mind. Which ones do you want? This or that? Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. You know, Brother D.
Oh, we are choosing this, yes. This or that. We choose this. All right. Thank you, Man Switch.
No, I'm not saying.
No, Man Switch.
Brother D, how are you?
Good, and you, Rantan?
I'm very, very good, man. I'm very, very good. You see, for me, Warren is in Cape Town. He's working in Cape Town. For me, is a concern that he have the footage and he knows the videos and all that. I don't know where he get it, but okay, I'm not gonna go into that. But the other thing is, for me, is that what they do was wrong to beat the guys. But you see, the problem is in South Africa is that we don't learn a lesson with the police. We don't want to respect the police. And that is the problem what we face today. You see, for me, is there's a lot of guys. Why will a lot of guys, protection guys, get out the vehicle and beat the guys? So for me, what the video I see is that they must really do something, because I'm staying in Cape Town, and I was driving one day where
where the ministers and the president are staying, and the vehicles was coming like, and we must just get away, out of the way. You see, so for me is that this, if you go to other country, you will see you don't mess with that people, because that people is the VIPs. And you see the reason why people is talking like that is that because of they don't respect our ministers, they don't respect our presidents, they don't respect our deputy president, and that is the problem. What we face today is that people can just say whatever they want to say. Yes, is the right to say whatever they want to say, but the problem is that we must respect that people, because you can see. I don't think that people was just stop that car and beat that people up there. There must be something, what a reason, what was caused it. So for me is the other thing is what I'm saying. What I want to say for the last thing is, what is in Cape Town that happened in Joburg? What connection have that? You see, so yeah. Thank you, brother D.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Trumpet.
Thank you.
Guys, our likes are moving very, very slow, and there's a lot of people on this live. At 17 minutes to 9, we're still sitting on 132k likes. By now, we should be sitting on 200k, going to 300k. So let's double tap those